Hey, 420 MSP, Harry here back with Dan Foote. And Dan, you have the best story of the annual holiday, almost a religious holiday in our industry, April 20th. You know of a 420 surprise. You're up in Alaska and your client tipped you off to it or you knew it at the same time. What's going to give me the whole context? Because that's the big holiday, man, yesterday.
Well, it was 420 yesterday, and I'd even forgotten, the quote importance of 420. You know it's there in your mind, but it's not front because you're dealing with other things. And I get a call yesterday afternoon, and our registers are down. Okay, hang on, let me go look. And I take a look at our monitoring. I take a look at their machines, and everything is up. And I so let me go check. And so I go to greenbitstatus.com, which is their provider for this.
Yep.
And sure enough, they're down. And he says, "Well, I'm going to call them." And I said, "We know that they're down. They know that they're down. What are you going to accomplish by calling them?" "Well, I'll call Eddie, who does hardware for him." "I'm sorry, Eddie can't do anything for you." That this we rely on the internet so much, and
Yeah.
we rely on these line of business applications so deeply that when they have problems like a little bit of overusage on the national cannabis holiday of 420, in the what would be the East Coast early evening hours. And it makes sense because now you're starting to hit Central Time as well. People getting off work and they're showing up at their favorite cannabis purveyor and wanting to get their stoke on.
Yeah.
And, all of a sudden, things just don't flow as smooth as you'd like to see them. I really feel for green bits because it's really tough to gauge what kind of response you're going to get when states are opening up more and more all the time, and the industry is opening up more and more all the time. Um, it creates quite the sizing dilemma for companies like Greenbits and other providers. So, it was going back to paper receipts and tracking information the hard way. And, if you're a cannabis retailer out there, you have to have backup plans. Just like, actually, you don't even
Yeah.
have to be a cannabis retailer. If
Yeah.
you're in a business that relies on IT, and show me one that doesn't, you have to have a backup plan for when things don't work. And last year with COVID was a perfect example of this, where all of a sudden we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not, well, definitely millions of people being shifted to work from home or out of work.
Yeah.
Totally changed dynamics everywhere. What is your backup plan?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this is a perfect example of any industry. It's notable that it literally was the outage was on April 20th of all things. I'm looking at the incident report. So they started investigating it 2:20 p.m. Pacific. They had it resolved by 4 hours later at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. That's actually an interesting report that this site puts up about what's going on. And but I guess you answered my question that your client, a cannabis dispensary, they were still able to keep the doors open and be transactional, right? So they
Yes, but it was a
yeah,
struggle. Initially, I imagine the first half hour of that, until you start getting to a rhythm of how to handle it, was a real struggle. Especially if you don't have that pen and paper handy
yeah,
to
literally.
jot things down, or a quick method of digitally tracking the information that you're dealing with. Um, so yeah, it's a definite challenge.
And I'll end on this for the audience that doesn't know, and it always is good for me to revisit. What is Green Bits? What does Green Bits do?
They provide inventory tracking. So when I am selling a product and we scan in that barcode, um, either either to put it in inventory or to take it out of inventory, it allows the retailer to know what they have in inventory and what's been sold. And when it comes to regulations and compliances with your uh, state government, and the regulations that are in place there, it becomes very important. And all of that stuff gets funneled into organizations like metrics and such. And that's a very simplified overview,
Yeah,
um, but it is important information tracking for, uh, well, to get right down to it so that you can pay your taxes.
there you go. Love it. Well, we'll end on that, my friend. Can't top that line. All right. Thanks, Dan.
I love the background you have behind you too. That's beautiful. It is really nice.
Yeah,
That
it's a
and the boat.
Wooten
That's
desk,
great.
built in the 1870s. I have some paperwork, been in the Burrell Street, Texas family the whole time. So I
It's
inherited it.
wonderful.
Yeah, it helps to have the name Harry. I'm Harry the Fifth, and I guess that's the family rule that the desk goes to Harry. And watch out for Harry the Eighth. He's going to be a little rascal.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you, Dan.
Good on you, Harry. Take care.
All right.